Epic score, find the pattern. C. So, as I sit here with the Gendo nose rest on the hands, you guys fucked up. You guys. Because when we were having the Prime Day sale, and I was making the post after post after post in the community thing, one of the things that I posted at the very top, I'm pretty sure one of those, was, hey, JBL.com's got a bunch of their shit on sale. And the fact that we are here weeks later and these are still available on JBL.com means you didn't pay attention. I, on the other hand, literally couldn't resist it. These are the JBL Studio 570s. And they are... fell over. Small. They're little. They're babies. They're like... Take the... I don't know why I did that whole thing to do that. Let's put the Studio 5... Oh, God, it's off the rollers. Here's a Studio 590 tower. 590. Then there's a 580, which I've never seen nor heard. And then there's a 570. And they're the same height with that on an entire bucket of emergency food and a cutting board. So this uses dual 8s. God, I got to clean this. I've been touching it too much. This is dual 8s. The 580 is dual 6.5. And these little 570s, oh, dual 5 1/4. Little mini towers. The only thing I can call is a mini tower because it's not exactly a, like, where does a tower begin at 34 inches high? Well, where does the dawn of a tower start and just putting a bookshelf on the floor happen? So these, I have to go take a walk now. Excuse the journey. We're going to go to the future home of the review space, and I had an idea. I think I'm just going to continue these shelves here this way and then face that way and then just be surrounded by my shit instead of pointing into the corner. I feel like that's a better way to do it instead of putting curtains up here. I already bought the curtains, but I guess I could put the curtains. I don't know. Point is, I came here for one of these. Come here, baby. Oh, everybody knows what you are. Carry it like a child. These are the JBL Studio 530s. And for a very long time on my channel, they were quoted as the best speaker I've ever heard. And they were only beaten by the Ohms. And the Ohms are a full fucking tower that's worth several times more. But if we pull this off, you will see that it is a horn, compression horn, 5 1/4. In fact, they are the exact same size. Oh God, I'm not supposed to be squatting. As what's in the 570. The only difference is the 570 has more box than a second driver. Now, fine, I'll take this off. Oh God, I don't like taking this off. It feels like it's gonna break. Every fucking time. Come on, come on, come on. Flippity floppity. Whew. Actually, these haven't been off since I moved here. So, you're going to click the link in the description and you're going to find the 570 towers on JBL.com for $600 a piece. On that sale on Prime Day, which is an irrelevant, like the Amazon and JBL have nothing to do with one another. Just happened to be a sale day on JBL.com, or sale week, or sale 2 weeks for that fucking matter. These 570s weren't 600 each. They were 200 each. No, I can't do math, but that feels like 66.666667% off. And knowing that the 530s up there were my favorite speaker, and actually having a friend who owned these, owned those, returned them, they were too much for his room, bought these, instead of going down one size, went down to the smallest ones, because he had heard those, bought those, he kept them for a long time. I don't know when he got rid of them, but he kept them for years. And I've always had like this love affair with, first of all, the JBL series. I now own the JBL Center, which, we'll go over pricing in a second, because the JBL Center is what I'm using on the rolling mono solution upstairs from this series. Jesus Christ, looks like a JBL advertisement in here. I should put the other one up there, and then I should, hold on. There, that feels like more of a JBL shill. Although I will point out, every single one of these speakers I've paid for cash. Never had a deal with JBL, never got sponsored by like a website that sold it. Just fuck. And then add like 3 of the center channels, because I have one upstairs. I gave one to my brother for his birthday, and I gave one to my cousin for his birthday. So everyone in my family now has a JBL 520C, which, and I'll get to this real quick, which is on JBL.com for $350 for the JBL Center, or with 4 units left in stock, $188 on Amazon. So, patrons, you guys are seeing this first. People on Subscribestar, you guys get to see this video first. I expect when this video goes public, there to be 0 of those left on Amazon. It'll make me proud, boys and girls. So, I own those. Those came first. The 530s came first. And then I came right after them. And I actually had multiple. I have another pair brand new over there also. Just because I found them for like cheap. Like $200 a set, $250 a set, 120, whatever it was. So I got a brand new unopened set of 530s. This set of 530s. I sold my friend one set of 530s. Then I bought the 590s because miraculously I was walking through a parking lot and someone messaged me. I was like, hey, did you see these drop to $450 a piece? These big fuckers, the top of the line. I'm like, $900 for the pair. Then these show up years later. Like, we are talking years. I've had those forever. Years later, the 570s. And I'm like, I've already got the center, 2 pairs of those, the big ones. I'm so glad I bought the 570s. I've been patting myself in the back, making that face since they've arrived. Because even upstairs with the Echo in the monster room, they are everything I love about the 530s, tonality-wise. Because we got to talk about tonality for a second. We'll get into it. It's more like an overall speaker issue that people don't seem to grasp. But tonality-wise, they're those, but with more. Just more. More what? More. More. More box, more drivers, more height. Well, unless you're on the Doom stacks, more. When I talk about tonality, people ask me a lot of the times, hey, Zeos, which speaker should I get? Let's just go with, for an example, the JBL LSR 305, 306, or 308, right? 308P, the powered monitors. And the 305 is one, the 306 is another, and the 308 is the huge one with the 8-inch driver. And I have an issue with 8-inch drivers on some things. When you go to make vocals, when you're reproducing music, like speakers tend to do a lot of the time, you have to separate the frequencies. So the treble comes out of the tweeters, and if it's a 3-way, there's another thing, and if there's a 2-way, it's just a treble, and then everything mid-range, low-end, anything below is down there. And the problem and the benefits of this. You go with a bigger tower. Those are the most efficient. Those will play off of a goddamn AM radio from the 60s. Plug them in. 2 watts will probably kill you. In fact, I had them hooked up to the 8 watt per channel audio valve Solaris, and they just wanted to kill me. As you get smaller and smaller drivers, the same amount of power moves physically less air. So you have to move that little driver more than that driver to make the same volume. So efficiency goes down and down and down and down. And actually the center is the lowest efficiency because those are only 4-inch drivers, where those are 5 1/4. So with tonality comes the actual physical capability. All right, if you are a 7-foot tall basketball player, are you also, and you're a top of the league athlete, you're the best in the athletic things, are you also the best jockey to ride a horse? I don't think so. Jockeys need to be like this tall and weigh 80 pounds. And the reason for that is because they want to go fast. Right? A basketball player, he can leap tall bounds. He's amazing at his job. And a jockey doesn't do as much physical stuff, but he needs to be small. And when you go from the giant 8s to the 5 1/4s, you lose, even though you could put more power into it, you're losing mass. So the light the lighter and smaller and faster the driver, even though it can't move as much air as that can get where it needs to go, whether it's here or here or here or here or here or here or here, or here, faster than that can. And that's where tonality lies. Tonality is not some sort of mystical thing that, you know, and you can tune a speaker to compensate for things like that. But as much as I love these speakers, and they are expensive currently, like these are $1,000 a piece, and these are $600 a piece, and these aren't even for, actually these are on Amazon for like $550, which is a fucking steal because I paid $600 for them. They're still not like top of the line speakers. These were a series that JBL canceled. After I reviewed those and then got these, it was like bargain bin, they were done. They disappeared for like a year and a half, 2 years. But now they're just back. Almost all of them are back, except for the 580s. The only ones I haven't heard and touched are not back. And I think you could tell from this, this looks like the Last Supper painting with the Jesus. And we got all the disciples, and Judas is somewhere over here. Are you Judas? And it's just the painting of the fucking JBLs. And I'm gonna come. I don't even know where I was going with that. I've lost my train of thought. Okay, hold on. Reset. Hard reset. Okay, we're talking about the 570s, the towers. So, Zeos, are you saying you like the way the 570s, the little baby towers, they're basically micro towers. If I put that on the floor, you're going to laugh at it because it's going to look like fucking a half man from Game of Thrones. Except, you know what? The half man from Game of Thrones, before seasons 6, 7, and 8, was the best fucking thing in the world. And that's what those are. Because tonality-wise, comparing the big ones to that, I would take the big ones if you were trying to reproduce the actual percussive force of a piano. Something with big, extended ringing. But everything else, 570. I could almost have claimed the 530s. I prefer the sound of those over the 590s. But then there's just such a big difference in like delivery. But now you get that, which is that on steroids. Stone Devil Pilots. Eat me, drink me. There's no subwoofer here. Send all my people like to wear nightcaps when they go to sleep. I like the nighttime, especially when I'm going to sleep. That's Nightcap from the Community soundtrack. In fact, I'm going to turn the volume of this up so the next time I randomly play something, it'll just... So... I'm pushing with the A800, the Behringer Class D amp, because efficiency is a thing. Now, I tested these just earlier today with that Loxg A30, which is 80 watts per channel, and they did a spectacular job right until the point where I put the bass boost on, and then distortion happened. So 80 watts is like, it's close to enough, but maybe a little bit more. So whatever that's putting out in stereo, which I actually don't remember the numbers, is more along the lines of what we're looking at for a room. Now, I'm going to have to stop the camera again because I'm going to blow your minds. Under Siege OST, Steven Seagal, sub reveal. So... I do this every time I review one of these JBLs. I did it with the 530s. I did it with the 90s, and now I'm doing it with the 570s. And these are probably the only ones that I would actually say work equally good distance and close. Those, way better up close than far away. Those, way better up close than far away. They're too much. And I got to point something else out. There's a huge waveguide up here. Like, you see it, right? It's that shape. That's a waveguide. The sound gets produced and it comes out and whoa. But that's only one of the 3 waveguides. The other 2 are here. Look, every one of the speakers has it. I can show you on the 590. Look how deep the 8-inch is into the cabinet. The whole fascia is still angled outwards. And then there's these shapes here around both of the drivers. Those are not there for looks. Those are not there because, oops, we fucked up and put the speakers too far back. That's to direct the sound and hit these walls and curve it outward. I guarantee you, the people at JBL, because JBL is the largest speaker manufacturer in the world, because they set up every theater in fucking the world, is pretty much JBL speakers mostly on the walls. That is over-engineering on their part. Somebody, because, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, here's the thing. All right, I mean, little baby rant. When you go to your engineering department and you're JBL and you say, hey, people, stop working on those $10,000 speakers. Work on these like entry-level speakers. And there have been some absolutely abhorrently ugly and not great JBL speakers. The Studio, the 100 Studios, just like the ones that had the off-center covers, it was like a... All you have to do is take your engineering from $10,000 speakers, make it out of cheap plastic, shove it into your $500 speakers, and holy fuck, we just price ourselves out of existence. I've seen it before. I've seen it with when SVS made the Ultras and the Primes. I heard the Ultras, I'm like, wow, these are fucking fantastic. And the Primes were the exact same size driver and the exact same tweeter, and they had to fuck them up enough to make them not good so that you would want to buy the more expensive ones that are twice the price. Well, I think JBL fucked up with these. They made them too good, and they're not priced anywhere near where they should be. Yeah, the plastic here is not like expensive plastic, but just the shape. The killer is the molds. The killer is the shape around this driver. What they've done to make that project completely changes this from pretty much every other speaker I've ever reviewed. Can you think of another speaker that's actually had a waveguide around every driver? Not really. My Heresies are just a 12-inch boom flat there and then two deep horns, but this is a waveguide around the 5 1/4s or the 6 1/2s or the 8s or the 4s for the center. This speaker, this entire speaker is designed to project forward. This whole line, that's what they do. And the thing is, they project in a cone, and that's to try to make it work from farther away. But when you get close to it and you lower the volume down, the whole speaker disappears. Should I put back on shuffle again? Hold on. Oh. I wish I could just play music. Can I move to a platform where I could just play music? Will Pornhub yell at me? Think about the wallpapers I could use if I moved to Pornhub. If you think I should move to Pornhub, please make a comment and then upvote that comment. It's just because they're inefficient. This makes the most sense also, because I'm using a whomping amp there. But if they're this close, you'll need 40, 50, maybe 60 watts if you're killing yourself. And then you hear every little thing. Now on the big 590s there was a tuning done, or it might just be physicality, where the horns are so big and massive in area that it projected and just got so much, it was too intense when it was close up. So there's exactly 1/4 of a cotton ball gently placed in front of, you can see the little white dot, gently placed in front of the compression driver's exit. And that was perfect. I tried a whole cotton ball, then I tried a half a cotton ball, then I just ripped that half a cotton ball in half, quarters of them. It was perfect. But this is just the right amount. Those were the best speakers I've ever heard in a desk, right up into the point where the KEF LS50s arrived. With the coaxial, and they were $1,100 a set, and they were this deep, and they had the fucking soft port in the back. I was like, what the fuck is this? This feels like an Ona hole. And it was like, oh, those are now the best things I've ever heard in a desk. Barely squeaking out past the 530s. But now, these desk speakers, which are, by the way, the camera's higher than my eyes. If I break the camera in my head, here's where my eyes are. Right in line with those horns. And although the 5 1/4s are obviously lower, and that one's below the desk surface, that's basically acting as like a speaker stand. It's just up. I used to run those on top of phone blocks, because as tall as those stupid things are, you got to get this like eye level. And I would argue that you'd want it, if you're using an actualized TV, you'd go higher than eye level, so you get the sound up there. But this is like fucking perfect. Now, just like the mono video, no one's going to listen to what I'm saying, because none of you are as crazy or have as much, well, freedom of movement as I do. Actually, this is sort of sad, because I can't think of a single place in this house where I could set up a desk permanently and have these be my speakers for my desk. This moment right here, with those shitty Lenovo wireless thing that came with the computer that I strapped to the mono, see, this keyboard, and this, my shitty silver laptop that barely runs, this is the best desktop setup. That's Nine Inch Nails, The Perfect Drug, Space-Time Continuum remix. Everything is dancing across, and I could tell you exactly that. Just close my eyes. Hey, Zeos, what speakers are these? Oh, JBL. Something JBL. JBL Studio something. Yeah, okay, great. I love the Sherlock Holmes movies, by the way, with Robert Downey Jr. And I know he's done being Iron Man now, so it's time to refresh that fucking franchise. Get me Sherlock Holmes 3. I would possibly add a subwoofer. As perfect as these are, where I am in the room and how far away from the wall I am so there's no backstop, like when they're against the wall, they perform wonderfully for low end. Here, floating in the middle of space, I kind of want to plug in that Emotiva. But if I had these pushed back against the wall, if I just slid this whole fucker over there and put it against the wall, there would be no problem with low end. Right now, it's just, it does come, obviously these come with the covers. These come off, if you don't know how this works. It comes with full snowshoes, basically, that cover the entire thing. Or these come off and you can replace it. And I love how these have just a full lining of foam underneath it. Just so you can it won't rattle against it. It's a little hook. And you just go in here and you complete the rest of the horn. Don't fall off my makeshift stands, please. It's really hard to find perfect matching, like 16-inch tall stands. It's a fucking nightmare. But oh my God. It's like I'm watching layers of music. It's not just music here and music there. There's music this wide, wider than the speakers, and then every 2 or 3 inches in real life, like this much for Europeans, that's like 3 inches. Every 3 inches, it feels like there's another point source of music for about 5 or 6 steps. So something's happening here, but then something's also happening here, which doesn't make any sense because in sound stages, there's only 2 speakers. There's no speaker back there, but the depth. And I don't see what I'm demonstrating right now, ever being like mainstream. No fucking buddy is going to put these speakers or anything, even the 530s were like a stretch. The only thing that was good about the 530s is they were shallow. They were full width of my hand. And these are about 2 inches deeper and obviously a little more girth. But look at this. That's a 3-finger flared port. What do you have? Not even a 2-finger. I can't even get 2 fingers in there. These speakers are built to hurt. Oh, and I love the shape of them too. I'm so bored with boxes. Where are they? Here are the triangle ones that I didn't like in particular. The Borear 03s. Beautiful finish on them, but the Swan D1090s. Absolutely better speakers than the 570 mini towers, but they ugly. And those are DSP corrected and self-powered, so I don't like to have them fight like that. And those would not be as good near field than these are. If I have not released a video of that to the public, I apologize. I'm waiting for them to come back in stock on Amazon because those were sent to me by Swan. Oh, I have some water. Or is this pee? I don't know. The D1090s were sent to me by Swan, and as soon as I got them, they were out of stock. And I'm like, well, are they gonna come back in stock? Because I fucking love these speakers. And they're like, yeah, it'll come back. It's November. I got them at the old apartment. I got these for like 2 months. What the fuck? It's been 4 or 5 months. So it's just, But on a desk, these are better. In a room, you'd have a fight. You'd have a fucking fight. Which is something to say about those and not these. So I think the beauty of the fucking shape, they look bizarre. They have 0 wife acceptance factor. 0, especially if you take the covers off and you got these like silver drivers in what looks like a broken box because these fucking geometric shapes are just like sucked in. And in Europe and Japan, I think it's Europe and Japan, it might just be Japan, they come with a cherry finish, but just for the box on the outside. If you look at it dead on like this, you can't tell. Maybe the line around the outside would be cherry, but I wish we got those here at JBL. Why? Just bring them here too, you bastards. I want a cherry set of 570s. I want it. I could, it's not that hard to like redo it. And then I could probably pull the drivers out and paint all that some other fucking color. I might do that. Why not? YOLO 2020. But the point is, I love the way these look. They look like Batman's speakers. Let's face it. Bruce fucking Wayne in his Batcave would have a set of 530s up on doom stacks like that, watching crime footage, you know, from security cameras. Whereas Orzios would have it in his basement. They're very Batman Tumblr, you know, weird angles to sort of prevent radar from bouncing off it properly. And I love that. They're not going to work with the misses or the misters, whoever's buying these. Someone's going to hate them. But you sit the fuck down, and it doesn't have to be here. I'm just doing this because it's me. You put these in a room. You put them in my giant space, and you get yourself in that triangle. And oh, by the way, all of them have this feature, but I want to point it out specifically for these. Excuse the long thing. They have the little standoff legs because the shape is odd and needs to be wider than itself to sort of stand stable. These screw in and out, big rubber feet. So I was able to upstairs tilt them back and just unscrew this front leg and give these a full, like 3 or 4 degrees back to sort of project them up. Not many speakers will do that either. Integrated into it, the actual, and you could unscrew those, and they all came with carpet spikes if you wanted to put spikes into the ground, which the spikes are designed to go through carpet and hit something solid so it doesn't shake and move around. I don't particularly care if it shakes and moves around. How did we start this video? With you guys fucking up. You fucked up. You should have bought them when I posted it. I didn't push hard enough. I don't want to be that guy. You know, I'm not, who am I to tell you what you should and shouldn't buy? I guess that's, oh, I am that guy, never mind. But, God, keep your eye out. I don't think, the problem with this video is no one's going to buy these anyway. Not at the current fucking price, which let's finally open up the web browser. So we've already established that, let me refresh in case there's only a few left. Where the hell's my refresh button? Why are you over there? All right, there's still 4 left of these Studio 520 centers. I'm kind of tempted to buy another one because I only have one here, and if I stop selling them, oh my god. There's actually refurbished ones for like 178 here, 172.99, renewed, 172.99. Who cares if it's renewed as long as it isn't fucked? And then we've got the 350 one, which is like, honestly, still worth it. Honestly, Studio 520C, still worth $350. Even with only 4-inch drivers. These are 5 1/4. So take 1.5 inches off of that, and that's what you've got in those. And it's still being used in my great room upstairs. Here are the 530s up there, my original love affair. 540. That's about as good as you're ever going to get. Like, unless they go on crazy sale on JBL, which they're usually not there. I pay $6. That's 540. $60 off instantly. Pay $4.79 upon approval of the Amazon Rewards credit card. I already have the Amazon Rewards credit card. By the way, there's only 5 left in stock on the 530 on Amazon. And then we have, there's the 570s, these, on JBL.com, or whatever link is in the description. JBL.com/home-audio/studio plus 570.html. $600 each. That's $1,200 for the fuck you pair. Now, do I think they're worth $1,200? Yes. I do think they're worth $1,200. Because I've listened to $1,000 pairs of speakers. I've got boot carts back there. And these do something different than the other $1,000 speakers I've listened to. The problem would be something along the lines of like a Swan M3A. That sort of like $1,200 self-powered DSP corrected speaker. I still want to give these a nod in competing, but then you have to provide the amplifier and the DAC, so that it's not a $1,200 set. It's a much more expensive set to do it right. I mean, you got a $300 amp, and you can get a cheap shitty DAC, and a good DAC, topping E30, whatever. So it's like, I can't give you the full yes, buy them for $1,200 a pair. It hurts my soul. Knowing that any day now, they could just drop to $200 a piece. That's 2/3 off. That's like, oh shit, we just gotta get rid of these. They're full of bugs. There's bed bugs in all the speakers, just slash the prices. That's what it felt like. But I bought them regardless. And I'm so fucking happy I did. 25 to 150 watts suggested amplifier. So when they suggest, when a little speaker, 150 watts, they mean it. What is the actual audio specifications? Like, where does it go down to? 45 hertz, they claim. I believe that. 45 hertz to 40,000 hertz. 88 decibels of sensitivity, which is not great. Anything in the 80s is like, they need power. And then here's the 590, the big bastards. $500 a piece on JBL.com, which are still on sale, because if you go to Amazon, each 1,000. 1,000 each. Twice the price to get it on Amazon than it is to get it from JBL.com. So I'll link to JBL. This is still for sale. 50% off. The big fuckers, which I've kind of made the big fuckers seem like they're not as good and you shouldn't even consider them. If I built, if I had an electric piano, I would build an entire piano body and then put one or two of those fuckers underneath it, like shooting up into the lid. And you'd never be able to tell it's not a fucking grand piano. Because that's what those are. Those are the grand pianos of speakers. Those are absolutely something you'd find at an audiophile convention and it'd be like, oh my God, how much are these? 25,000 a pair. Absolutely worth it. But for like actual listening in just speaker land where you just put them against the wall and you're just not giving a shit about the acoustics, they work better closer. And you can get them for $1,000 a pair on JBL.com, blah, 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 blah. So yes to the center on Amazon, no to the 590 is on Amazon. Shuffle. Like I'm sitting here real close to these speakers. I mean, they're not quite arm's length. It's probably like 8-10 inches. If I lean forward, I could touch them. And music does not sound like it's coming from in front of me at fucking all. It's just, I've got them pointed. I can actually probably kick this one. Don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over. Yeah, there you go. That's more even. They're basically pointing to the left and right of my ears. And it's not like they're sending sound here. They're just filling this bubble that exists to my left and right. And you ever see one of those graphs that's like, you know, fat people, rich people, and a little sliver in the middle where it all touches is fat, rich people? I'm that fat, rich person. I'm between, the left and right channels are only mingling where my head is. And it makes it sound like sounds are coming from like here. There's absolutely no semblance of speaker. If I close my eyes, there's I can't say this loud enough, perfect center image. Fucking perfect. That woman, that Jeanne, 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 Newall. Is that a name? Jeanne? Because Jean is Jean, Jeanne. Jeannie Newall, Hungry Heart, audiophile vocals, is right there. She's right there. Like a river that... Then there's a piano that I hear playing here. This from center all the way to here, down. Don't ask me how down, because I think a piano is, I think, low. And then there's like this wafting sound behind me. That, like that whatever that tone on the piano is, just is left. It's like out of phase and behind me. So, stop clicking things. Been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked this. That's out of phase. He's playing out of phase because I hear both speakers clear as day. So he's not doing the center thing like she just was. Shuffle some more. Groot Cocoon, The Beatles, Ruby OSD. Aw, I got an error. Because there's a 2205 kilohertz 32-bit 2-channel? What? I'm not gonna get monetized at all. I want to play music. I want this GoPro Hero 8 with its weird stereo mics that's one up and one left, which somehow picks up my voice perfectly in the center, thankfully. I want this to try to sell you these speakers. Excuse me. But it's never going to.
Jupiter or Thor is perfect.
It's not strange. I am inside of Pete and Pete. The Adventures of Pete and Pete is in me. This is the best desk setup, officially. I have to hear that. Kef contacted me. They actually said they were going to send me the new LS50 Powereds, and that's the only thing. The new self-powered, DSP-corrected, second revision of the DSP-corrected self-powered LS50s. That's the only thing that might beat this. Might. It's not even a guarantee. I know they could do wonderful things, and I know I gave them the nod when I had that first set. But we're gonna find out now. You looking happily deranged. I'm probably not good. I'm pretty sure I can play Epic Score as loud as I want. Jesus Christ. It's like, it just comes with all this noise. It's not noise. Nothing that comes out of these is noise. It's all every sound individually. Either it's there or it's been... And the reason I hear things lower and higher is because we have such a spread of speaker. And usually you don't want that. That's why the Kef's one on a desk. It's a coaxial. It's the driver here and the tweeter here. So it's all one perfect precision point. But whatever they're doing with these fucking... Plus the desk... Well, the desk is covered with a pretty heavy foam mat with a lot of texture on it. So I don't think it's reflecting too bad. But whatever these waveguides are doing are somehow blending the sound in 3 feet to be this cohesive wall. I kind of want to lower my chair, but I can't because my chair is literally a fucking Volvo seat that doesn't go up and down any more than... I'm going to ruin this. Oh, God. Will the front go down? No, the front's... Okay, so now I'm looking up because the ass of the chair... Why do they do this? Why Volvo? Who would ever want to... I guess bucketing the seats. Look, you can buy these. They're $1,200. I got them for $200 a piece, and I'm like, fuck. I wasn't even going to review them. This review wasn't going to happen. Because I'm just like, oh, fuck, get them. It was like one of those like passing trends. Like, oh, shit. And then they are forever gone. But they're not gone. They're just back to $600 a piece. So I guess the word of advice is watch this video and then check. Check every day. So there's your homepage, jbl.com. Just keep hitting refresh. Time to get up, have my breakfast. Nope, still $600 a pair. There's the moment these drop down, the moment any of this series, the 530s, the 570s, the 580s, specifically, you call me, pick up your phone, get on Telegram, and at Zeos Pantera say, Zeos, the 580s are on sale, or the 590s. They're a buy. These are all, this is the blatantly my favorite fucking set of speakers. Like, series of speakers. I can't tell you anything else. This is it. We're done here. Why did I'm actually going to listen to the rest of the song at this desk, but I'm going to do the outro first so that I can do it without getting a copyright strike. Links to these and those and on JBL and on Amazon, and the link to the amplifier I'm using, and what else could I link to? The Soncos DAC, which I'm currently using to feed the signal to the A800. Links, maybe link to my old review. You guys have fingers, right? You can search. Look for my review of the... Did I review the 520 Center? I guess my review upstairs is sort of the 520 Center review. But you could definitely find my 530. I did a wallet rape scene. I animated a prostitution rape scene with lube and stuff for the 530 speakers, if you haven't seen it. That's how much I love them. It literally made me do effort in one of these reviews. I don't know if I'd ever do that amount of effort again, like I had to like dub music and like push it. It's special. Go watch it. Then the 590s, were just like another just panic purchase. Like, oh my God, I have to have them. I live in that little apartment, just the front one, not even having both apartments. And I'm ordering towers that I know I'm never going to sell. I thought about it for a while. I'm like, these are too big. I only live in one apartment. I got to sell these. If I just sell them for the original price of $1,100 a piece, that's $2,200. I only paid $9. That'd be, but I could never bring myself to do it. A, because they would be too fucking expensive to ship. And B, when I did sim racing for a very narrow window, which I will get back into it eventually, probably maybe soon, build a new computer first for VR, and then I may do just an actual screen in front of me, like driving wheel setup. I had these set up for my sim racing cockpit because I put them as close to me as I could, which is how I like them the best. I put the cotton balls in it. I ran an amplifier to it. And when you sat in your sim racing cockpit with a wooden steering wheel and you had loaded up an R Factor 1, because R Factor 2 wasn't as good as R Factor 1, let's just face it, and you were just sitting there in a 1965 Shelby Daytona, just idling, not even driving, just I was in that car because 4 8s pointed at you and then those horns. Visceral is not even the fucking word. And I never finished that sim racing cockpit. And now it's just in pieces over there. That pile of wood, that's all sim racing, previous sim racing cockpit. And if I did it again, I wouldn't build it like that. Fuck, I might even buy another one of these TV stands, $270. Got wheels. It's got metal verticals. You can mount the screen and move it up and down. Slide those fucking 590s over again. Set up a little micro surround sound. And look over there in the corner. There's enough room for a fucking... Or there. That's why I bought this house. Or there, next to the water heater. Just have it roll around the fucking set. The impact of the 590s cannot be understated. But the accuracy of the 570s. And I don't mean like measurable accuracy where it's a perfectly straight line. Just the placement of sounds in some accurate space is worth their weight in gold. And they weigh a lot. Support this fucking channel and my absurd buying habits, which I don't fucking need speakers, with Patreon or Subscribestar. Both have the same benefits. At $5 a month, you get to see these reviews early, which I wish I would have. I told the $10 patrons, and did I actually post it on Patreon? I did not. I apologize for that. But the $10 patrons, they got like the fuck you buy these pinned message in the Telegram chat. I'll start with the $10 tier, I guess. The $10 chat gets you in the private behind the scenes Telegram chat that I'm in, where I use my voice and I yell at people to buy things now. So definitely don't spend $10 if you're looking to save money. The $5 tiers, however, you get to see reviews early, ask me questions on platform, or participate in the yard sale. Now, JBL is terrible when it comes to yard sales because I don't want to sell anything. But there's tons of other stuff that I have in the yard sale. Another one of those Songcause DACs. If Triangle's like, here, we don't even want these speakers back since you don't like them, I'll throw those in there. Maybe you get them for $100. Who knows? $108.19. So check out those two ways to support the channel. I appreciate it. If you think of other ways you'd like to support this channel, let me know. I do Twitch streams, so you can throw bits at me and subs if you really want to do that. But I don't run ads, like mid-roll ads, even though all my friends are like, you gotta roll mid-roll ads. They wouldn't even just recommend your videos. Well, fuck, I hate ads. And I don't want to go around just recommending ad block because that fucks everybody who's actually using the ads. So I just don't run them. I take the hit. What do you want from me? So support me in other ways if you want to. Hi-Fi Guides is one way you could do it. We don't run ads there either. We're real bad. I'm a real bad businessman. But Hi-Fi Guides forum and Hi-Fi Guides the site don't run ads. They're affiliate links, but they don't run ads. So feel free to go out there and hang out and bullshit about speakers. There needs to be more speaker discussion on Hi-Fi Guides and less headphone. I want to move you guys over. I want to push you towards this, which is really the exciting hobby. Headphones are great when you can't use speakers. When you can use speakers, oh, throw those headphones in the trash. All of them. That wallpaper available in the description. All wallpapers available on Patreon and Subscribestar. I have a giant archive of just when I'm done with it. Chuck it into the fucking void. There was 1,000 last time I updated it. I've done quite a few videos since then, so probably another 40 or 50 to upload. And if you want to find the original artists of all this work, you can use IQDB or Sauce Now to backwards reverse search it. I just get them randomly off of like weird Telegram channels and just say, okay, that's good wallpaper. But if you actually have to search it out to find the higher resolution or to find uncropped ones, you can do that on those sites. I think I'm done here. You happy the fireplace is back? I'm happy the fireplace is back. That needs views. There needs to be some sort of like like a VU Towers or something. Maybe I'll do, I don't know. We'll see. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I'll see you tomorrow for the sound demo for these, which I've already done. And frankly, it doesn't even come close to how good these are. I know because I've already listened to it.